My name's Scott Coughlin. I'm the editor of Western Angler magazine in WA. I also write the Sunday Times fishing column, among other little things I do. I'm fishing at a place called Nanarup. The actual spot is called Taylor's Inlet, the spot I'm fishing. The location, if you're looking up on the map, is Nanarup. It's about 20 minutes drive east of Albany. Very small inlet, landlocked. Opens up a few times a year. Very good for small bream. You're not going to get a lot of big ones. The biggest I've got in here over many years is 37, but you get lots of small ones. Great for families, great for kids, and great if you just want to have a bit of fun and play with some lures. Very good if you're an inexperienced lure fisherman and you want to try lure fishing for the first time. This is a great spot to try it. You can't go wrong, really. There's a lot of small bream in here. Most bream you'll catch will be under 25, but you will get some bigger fish. Today I'm fishing out of my Hobie Pro Angler 14. Which I've had for a number of years. Great fishing kayak. I've got a couple. I've got a Freedom Hawk Pathfinder as well, which is specifically for standing up fishing. I'm down in Albany staying at Maitreya, which is just actually up on the hill behind me. Great spot to stay. They've got a number of accommodations, plush resort. They've got a fisherman's lodge which overlooks this inlet. It's just up on the hill. Brilliant. And they've got an aviator's cottage, which we're staying in at the moment, which is 2 minutes drive from here. I've been fishing Nanarup since I was a kid. I love it because it's just fun. I'm not going to break records, but I'm going to catch fish and have a good time. It's mainly all bream, but there are salmon trout in there, and they can get quite decent size, up to nearly a kilo. Awesome fun when you find them. Sometimes you'll see them busting up. But today I'm just pretty much fishing for bream. What I'm doing is I'm actually going to show you how to use a rolling bait, which is a lure from Gladiator. It's a little bit different. It looks like a minnow lure. It sinks, but it's got the bib on top. I'll just pull it in and show it to you. The outfit I've got is a little Shimano Rarenium 1000 Gladiator Cyborg 1 to 3 kilo spinning rod. Very, very light, easy to use, can fish it all day. I've got 2 kilo braid and a 6 pound leader, 3 kilo leader. And this is a little baby I'm using. Gladiator rolling bait. I like the gold ones. I like gold in my bream lures generally. This is an interesting little lure. It weighs 4.5 grams, casts really well, sinks straight to the bottom, but what you can see is different is the bib on top. Now why is the bib on top, you ask? Because you fish it as a sinking lure, let it sink to the bottom, then you lift it up and it will come up and swim as it comes up. So rather than your normal minnow lure which dives in, this swims as you're pulling it up. Now it's a very easy technique I've found for fishing these. I fish them like vibes or plastics. I cast them out, let it sink to the bottom, then just lift, drop, lift, drop. I try to keep it in touch with the bottom, no more than 15 centimetres off. A couple of interesting things I've found with these. I've found that fish hit them on the drop. A lot of time, the biggest fish I get are the ones I hook on the drop. For some reason, inevitably, if I'm going to catch a big 35 to 40 fish, I'll cast out, I'll be letting it sink, and as soon as I flick the bar arm over, the line will go tight before I've even lifted them. The big bream seem to react to that. And that works really well. The other thing I've found often is the way fish hit it. As you skip it along the bottom, they'll hit it like bait. You'll feel them tapping and tapping and tapping, and then after 3 or 4 taps, they'll grab it. It's a very, very effective lure. I use it generally in deeper water. I do a lot of bream fishing in flats and shallows, and I'll use stick baits and poppers for that, just for fun, skinny water. I use this generally when the water's 2 metres or deeper, and particularly as the sun comes up, the fish might be dropping down in the water column, they might be getting a bit shyer, then I think this comes into play. I've found that I'll fish it when other people will fish soft plastics or vibes or blades to bounce the bottom. I'll use this, and these are deadly effective. As far as fishing it is concerned, simple. I've cast it out, I'll just let it sink to the bottom. This is not deep, and then it's just lift and drop. So you can see I'll wind up the slack, lift it, maybe a foot off the bottom, and then just drop it back down. So I'm just hopping it along the bottom. Lift, drop the rod tip, wind up the slack, lift again. Drop the rod tip, wind up the slack. And this can be devastatingly effective. Already in this session I've caught a 34 centimetre bream on this lure, which is a very good bream for here. You're not generally getting them that big. These are available from most tackle stores. There's a range of colours, but I do like the gold one, I've got to say. Oh, there, dropped him. Just as I was moving the kayak, had a hit. out again. See how we go. The other thing that's interesting with these lures is how often they get hit when they're not moving. I'm bouncing them along the bottom at the moment. Numerous times I've made, you could say, the mistake of putting the rod down, or I've gone to do something in the kayak and I've left the lure just sitting there on the bottom, and all of a sudden the line shoots off and a fish has got it. It's never caused me a drama yet. I haven't lost a rod over the side, but I probably should stop doing it, really, to be honest. But it's amazing. They'll just grab it while it's just sitting there, like it's a bait. There. Oh, I troughed him. Oh, look at that hit. That was a good hit. He hit it at speed. Not a big fish, but you can see how aggressively he hit that. Yeah, little Nanarup brim. There we go. On. Oh, good strike. Not a big fish. They're generally not big fish here. Said I did just get one over 30, which is fairly unusual. There you go. Very typical, probably smaller than average, but typical sort of thing you get here at Nanarup. A lot of small fish, a lot of fun. Great for kids, families. Bring them down. The kids. We all know kids want to catch fish regularly. If they get bored, Nanarup's perfect because you can just catch plenty of small fish like that, and the kids won't care. They'll think it's great. Bit of a numbers game. You will catch big fish, but there's a lot of little fish that get to the lures first. So you might catch 20 fish under 25 for every one you get over 25. But that's why I'm using 1-2 kilo gear. Get the best out of what these fish can offer. Oh, just had a hit. No, dropped it. Oh. Sometimes with these lures it's like fish are playing with bait. There we go. Oh, he's had about 5 or 6 goes at it. Each time I lift it I can feel him tapping it. There we go. Got him. That's better. Gladiator rolling bait. They're a very good lure. That's a better brim. That'll be up around 30. There we go. Well, .29cm Nanarup brim, caught on the rolling bait. Beautiful little fish. I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not, but up there's the Fisherman's Lodge. Great place to stay at Maitreya. Access down the back of the lake or the inlet to put your kayak in, but you can put it in anywhere around here, it's not a drama. And you got this at your doorstep. It's fantastic. Fisherman's Lodge sleeps up to 10 people. Beautiful spot. Highly recommend it. If you're wondering what this is, it's a buff. I haven't got it on at the moment because I'm talking, but it's just saves you having to put sunscreen on, cover your face, don't get sunburnt. I've got long sleeve shirt on, sorry. Same reason, long pants. It's not hot, and these Columbia pants are pretty cool anyway. Maybe not cool to look at, but they keep you cool. And I've got the hat on as well, just for sun protection. Glove, simple reason, stop myself getting spiked by fish so often. Particularly with these little brim, they're very spiky, you get a lot of errant spines. Also, if you're trying to unhook them by hand, you run the gauntlet of them kicking and driving a hook into your hand. So I just wear a glove for a bit of added protection. Oh, Yep, on. Another. As you can see, these rolling baits really do work. Oh, this might be a half decent fish. These lures got very tight action, and you really feel them vibrate as they come up off the bottom. If you're not feeling vibration, then the lure's not working properly. It means you've got weed on it, the line's caught up around the lure, something's gone awry, and you'll know. Sometimes giving it a quick whack like that will free it up again or get the weed off or whatever. If it doesn't, you just got to pull it in and free it up. But you'll know straight away because the vibration is very obvious. If it's not vibrating, it's not working. The other thing I've got is a little size 00 snap. It's a Damiki snap on this one, but any small snap will do. Some people don't like snaps for bream or for a lot of fish because they think it puts fish off. I don't believe that at all. I've caught that many bream on these outfits and these rigs. I just don't agree. And what it does do is it gives me the chance to switch my lures. I like switching my lures because you just never know what you're going to do, and rather than cutting the leader shorter and shorter and having to tie it off, I like to be able to do it in an instant, and that allows me to change my approach. For example, I went for a fish the other morning. I started with poppers. That worked well. Then the fish went a bit quiet, so I switched to stick baits. That worked well. Sun came up a bit higher, or just had a hit. I switched to these rolling baits. Oh, another hit. And was able to keep fishing throughout the morning, even though the conditions had changed. The lures that I'd used at the start were no longer working. Just with a snap swivel, I was just able to make the change instantly, no dramas at all. I was talking earlier about not putting my line down, and I just did it because I was taking some camera gear out, and lo and behold, the lure's just sitting on the bottom, and a decent sized bream has come through and whacked it. I had the rod across my lap, and it fairly hit it like a train. It's not a monster, mid-20s, but yeah, that's what can happen with these bream and these rolling baits. They love them. I recommend that you have a couple of these in the arsenal and give them a go. I think you'll be surprised. I know I've been blown away by them.